This is the part 2 and the conclusion of the story titled Stingy Husband. Remember, in the part 1 of this story, we talked about Mr. Natty and his wife Blessing. We talked about how stingy Mr. Natty was to the point that he wears only one clothes. He was stingy to his wife, even to himself. Now the story continues. This morning, Mr. Natty went to the market to buy what they will cook, and the wife has been waiting, worried and hungry. He came back from the market without buying anything. He came back with a long story. The wife asked him about what he went to buy, that she has been waiting and hungry. He started his story by telling his wife that the woman he wanted to buy something from has not arrived. He said that he changed his mind from what they wanted to cook, that it will be better if they cook palm fruit soup, fondly known as banga in Africa, in Nigeria precisely. He said that it is better because banga can go with fufu and at the same time go with rice, instead of cooking tomato stew that can only go with rice without being okay for fufu. But that's not the main story. He said that they need to wait for the woman to come out to the market, that the woman went to the farm. He got information that the woman went to the farm to fetch the palm fruits. Blessing was not comfortable with that idea, wondering how she would be waiting for that woman to come out from the farm before she would take her breakfast. Next thing she did was to show her husband his phone, because he forgot his phone when he was going out. He opened the phone and showed him 50,000 naira alert that came into his phone. The man snatched the phone away from her immediately. Blessing showed him that alert because he was claiming that he has no money. Now the man snatched the phone from Blessing and told Blessing that all money are not meant to be spent, that there are some money you have to save in case of emergency. After that, he went inside. Blessing stood there for a while, but later left the compound to look for what to eat. Within a short time, Blessing came back to the compound with takeaway plate of rice. Mr. Natty, the husband, was seated outside when she came back. She opened the rice and started eating, and the husband was by her side. He was there swallowing his spittle. Blessing observed all his moves but kept quiet. But one thing about Blessing was that Blessing was never a stingy person. Blessing took half of the food and left the remaining for the husband and went inside. The man sat down there pretending that he needed not the food, but after some time, something different happened. The following week, Blessing's sister called them on phone that she will be coming to visit them. On the very day of her visitation, Mr. Natty and Blessing were waiting for her. All of a sudden, she came in. She came in with some gift items. After welcoming her, everybody sat down. They were gisting, talking, and everybody was happy. The next thing, she brought out her gift, what she bought for them. She bought a shirt for Mr. Natty and bed sheet for the family. It was obvious that she bought that shirt for Mr. Natty because she has been observing that Mr. Natty wears only one clothes. Everybody was happy. She gave the shirt to Mr. Natty and the bed sheet to the wife. Mr. Natty collected the bedspread from his wife Blessing to look at them. Within a short time, the visitor, Blessing's sister, stood up to leave, and Blessing saw the sister off. When he saw the sister off and came back, she snatched the bedspread away from the husband, knowing fully well that if care is not taken, something can happen to the bedspread. She took it and went inside. Now, this is the annoying part of it. The following day, Blessing went out and the husband brought out the clothes, the shirt and the bedspread bought for them by Blessing's sister. He brought them out, calculating how much he would make after selling them. After his calculations, he left the house to the market to sell the clothes. Blessing came back and was worried. She searched everywhere, she couldn't find the husband, and she rushed indoors, searching everywhere to locate the clothes and the bedspread bought for them by her sister. She could not find them, and that was when she knew that something fishy had started happening. All of a sudden, the husband came back. He came back and brought a different bedspread, looking so old and torn for the family. He threw the bedspread on the wife Blessing and told her that they should be using that very one he bought. Ebere asked why and asked him where he kept the one the sister bought. he told Ebere that the one the sister bought was very expensive, so he had to sell that one to buy less expensive one for them to use in order to save some money from it. That he also sold his clothes, that he doesn't need to impress anybody by wearing expensive clothes. Blessing was not happy about this development, that she threw the bedspread at him and moved indoor, and he followed her behind. When we said that Mr. Natty was stingy and even to himself, it was not a lie. Now look at what is happening. He was sick. Instead of going to the hospital, he decided to treat himself. Now the wife came out and told him why not go for checkup, that she was not against him treating himself with local medicine, but let him go for checkup first to confirm what was wrong with him before taking the treatment. But he snubbed the wife, and the wife said okay and left. After preparing the local medicine, this is day 1 of taking the local medicine. Now this is day 2 of taking the local medicine. Exactly on day 3, Mr. Natty was lying down on the mat in the compound looking so weak and tired, going down, when the wife came. The wife came, looked at him and saw that the man was going. She took him by the hand and raised him up and took him out to the hospital for proper checkup and treatment. Few days after, everybody was home. Mr. Natty, Blessing, his wife, and her sister. Everybody was home. It was obvious that Blessing's sister was one that spent the hospital bills. And not just that, Blessing told her that the clothes she bought for them, that the husband sold the clothes. That was what moved her sister to buy a new set of clothes and shoe for Mr. Natty. And he was dressed in that clothes. Look at him expressing his happiness and comfort in the new clothes. But nobody knew if he would still remove the clothes to go and sell them later. He was busy expressing his appreciation for the support from his wife's sister to his family. Everybody was happy about the recovery of Mr. Natty and his new clothes, but nobody knew what was going to happen next. Let me say this, if not that the wife interfered and took him to the hospital, nobody knew what would have happened to Mr. Natty by now. There are many Mr. Nattys out there in the families. Some men have refused to take care of their wife and families. Some men have refused to even pay the school fees of their children, or even take care of their bills like house rent, water and electricity, and they left everything for their wife to carry. If you are such a man, if you are such a natty, please, I want you to desist from such a thing and stand up for your responsibility. Even the Bible said that a man that cannot take care of his own is worse than an infidel. Please, thank you so much. Share this video to help us to save so many families today. Share this video right now, and see you next time with another video. Don't forget, this is House of the Sons Global. Bye for now.